Hey friends, it's Joe from DadBod. Today is 82 of your program, last run of week 12, which is wild. We only have 4 weeks left after this, and it's 81 degrees and 5:15 in the morning. So let's do a fartlek, because that's the best thing we could do with our day, I guess. God, I hate these things. They're absolutely awful, man. I still have no idea why we do fartleks. I mean, I know logically, all right, I understand. I know why we do them. I hate it. All right, let's get down these stairs. So I think for today's fartlek, it's 2.5 miles, right? Ew. Yeah, 2.5 miles, which I think is 10 intervals. We still haven't done the full run trottle for all 10, so we'll see. Now for me, I'm coming in off the double from yesterday, so my hamstrings are a little sore, lower back's a little uncertain, so we'll give it our best go. All right, 3, 2, 1, stato. That just means start in Japanese. Isn't that neat? Let's put that in my pocket. Got our stopwatch. Nice and mellow. So, career day, right? We did some good deep processing on our run 2 days ago. Well, 1 day ago for me. Working through all the anxiety of if I should skip family day or not and just work, right? Because of all these trade-offs and things in my head. Well, I ended up showing up to family day with my son. Took him on the train, gave him a passmo, which is like a little card to get through the subway. Oh, let's pick it up. I forgot we were doing a fartlek. Crap. Oh man, my hamstrings and my calves today, weird. Because we don't work calves a lot, besides the runs. But took him to work, and it was beyond my expectations. Like, basically, Johnson & Johnson in Japan, the building has 12 floors. It's taller than that, but the rest of it's condos. And on every floor, there's a different operating company. So like the floor I work on, it's Ethicon, which is, they make like minimally invasive surgical tech for laparoscopic surgery, robotic surgical instruments, cool stuff like that. But you go to another floor and it's DePuy Synthes, and they're all orthopedic, so spinal implants, hip replacement, and every single floor they blocked off like 30% of each floor and made these different interactive sections for the kids, 30 seconds, where they could pretend to be a surgeon, win treats, all kinds of cool stuff. 1 second. Ohayou gozaimasu. So they could pretend to be a surgeon. And like, there's an email that I didn't read. All right, let's bring it down. Whew, not stop. Bring it down. There's an email I didn't read until I was on my way that talked about, you know, watch your kids, don't let them get into trouble. But near the end of it, it was like, don't do work, which is very not Japanese. It's basically like, it literally said like, your job today is to interact with your family. And for those without families, their job, which is very like Japanese culture, was to serve the people that did have families. And there's people with strollers and babies, The elevators were crazy. Get you breathing. Stop talking so much. 3, 2, bug. All right, let's go. 2 minutes. But that was really like moving for me, because in Japan there's such a heavy focus on execution, speed, quality, diligence. Overwork's a big deal. So to see an email that says your job is, the way I read it, your job is to be a father today for your kids, or your job for everyone else is take care of the parents and the kids, was really cool. And in the US, when we would do family day, there'd be a smaller group of people that would like put on some activities. You would drop off your kid and the kid would do the Ethicon experience for a couple hours, have some snacks, and you'd pick up your kid and go home early. And that's your special day, right? And you'd work while your kid did the thing. Here, your job was to bring them into your world, so to speak, and help them see the value of what you do every day. And that was really cool. Like within the first 20 minutes, because we were early, I like went to my floor, we dropped off all our stuff, and then my son got to interact with the president of Johnson & Johnson, Japan. All right, let's bring it down. Whew, talking today's hard. But he got to interact with the president of Johnson & Johnson, Japan, introduce himself. It was really neat. And Hezekiah, he's wanted to visit my work for 1.5 years. He wants to see my world, you know, and it's a lot more corporate-y than the US. So I can't casually bring him. Like, I had never seen a single child there for 1.5 years of working. Whereas in the US, if like someone gets sick and they can't go to school, sometimes you bring them into the office with you. Things like that. Deep breath. 2, 1, kick it up. 2 minutes on, let's go. But man, the whole company was oriented around it, which was so cool. And the president, his name's Takanao Tamai. Like, he had these little business cards with his name printed really big, and he'd like interact with the kids, give him his business cards. Hezekiah had his name written out. He gave him a card back. It was super cool. Like, I've never seen the president of J&J Japan float his time that way. Like, they had a president's executive experience where we went into like a boardroom and there's 12 kids around the table, and Tamai-san gave a presentation. About 45 seconds. Tamai-san gave a presentation. We had another one of my colleagues call into the meeting on Zoom so they could be part of a global call with a friend from Singapore. And the whole meeting, naturally, was in Japanese. Everyone was a Japanese kid, right? And I was kind of translating
the whole time for Kai, trying to make him feel special, comfortable, and it was cool. 2, 1, bring it down. Whew. Hey man, that's 3 sets. Bring it down. It was really cool because he started to open up when my colleague joined the Zoom. She's from Singapore. She speaks English by default. And he was like really outgoing with her, to the point where I was like, dude, you gotta make space. Let these other Japanese kids talk, you know? But for the first 30 minutes, the meeting wasn't for him, right? He was this outsider who couldn't understand, needed me to be the middle person. But to have that proximity to leaders like that in J&J at his age was just really cool. And for the business to say that's a priority was also really cool. Oh, let's pick it up. Because it just creates a sense of belonging, right? For me, that I belong. Me having a family in Japan, we belong. My son can belong. It's really cool. And I'm glad I prioritized it. So I'm glad we went. It was hard to make the time, but did the whole day with the boy. And honestly, it was a huge blessing to him, to me, to my coworkers, because they put a lot of effort into these sessions. And for my immediate team, we were the first guinea pig for those activities. And Heza came in like fully engaged, fully excited, and it just like lifted the whole room. 20 seconds. Ohayou gozaimasu. Hi. Hi, you too. I said the guy. I have no idea what he said. All right, bring it down. Heavy old guy. Maybe I'll try to talk to him more in the future. But whew, bring it down. You're at a mile. 12 minutes in, man. Keep it up. Keep breathing. But it was hard.
Total distance 1 mile.
Whew.
Total time 12 minutes, 25 seconds.
There we go.
Pace 12 minutes, 24 seconds per mile.
That's beautiful. It's a hard working mile. 20 seconds. Get your breathing. So, a lot of times, it's hard to make those choices, right? But I realized 2 seconds in, let's go. If I had skipped that, it would have been wrong on so many levels. For me, for my son, for my colleagues. It was 100% the right call to pause the other things, or even to trust that the other things will work themselves out. Like, here's a big tech problem I'm trying to solve for a demo in 2 weeks, and taking my son in today required me to trust that I'm smart enough to solve that problem next week. which is really hard, right? But as we have more and more responsibilities across our jobs, within our family, it becomes more difficult to integrate the pieces, to find that healthy overlap, to make space for everything to work. So, in many ways, I think the most important thing isn't to work harder or put in more time. I think it's to work on getting that discernment on where you're needed, where your focus should be, and then trust that everything else will fall into place. Which is really hard if you have imposter syndrome like me. All right, bring it down. You're 15 minutes in. You're halfway. Probably turning it back. I got my extra 0.15 to go. You're doing marvelous. Keep focusing on the breathing. Focus on the form. Or ignore all that crap. Just listen to the story. So you don't have to think about the other things. 30 seconds. Futaka Tamagawa looks beautiful today. Nice and shiny. It was so cool, friends. I'm so glad I took the time for that. And it was really difficult to discern. I don't want to undersell how hard it was to make that choice. 3, 2, 1. Even though I love the heck out of my son, it would have been really easy to just kind of let that slip by. To not tell him what he missed out on. Drop him off at school like a normal special day. Pack up my crap, go into the office, go to the quiet working section, and be productive. But I would have missed so many special moments with my son, and honestly, many special moments with my colleagues. All right, like I'm on a different level with some folks now because we've seen each other's other half, whether it's a spouse or their kids, and that's really special. All right, I hit my turnaround soon. 0.03. Still pushing, still hard. Got 55 seconds. And I'm gonna hit it. All right, keep the pace. You got 40 seconds. By the way, how's your endurance? You're on interval number 5. How's it feel compared to the first interval, number 5? Actually, heck, you're on interval number 6. You're over halfway. I'm actually kind of surprised. All right, bring it down. Bring it down. Find your breathing. Stay in the journey. Enjoy the pigeons or doves. Don't always know the difference. If you want to explain the difference between a pigeon and a dove in the comments, whew, that'd be super helpful. Feel free to educate us and argue with one another. Maybe because you need that distraction during your run, right? Because it sucks. Take a hard, uneducated stance. Like pre-Google search. Fight for the difference. Then later, when you're cooling down, let's pick it up, let's run. When you're cooling down, do a little Google research and then argue again and see if you flip-flop yourself. That used to be so fun for me in high school. Before everyone had a smartphone, right? Your intelligence was based on what you know or what you could lie about convincingly. Not necessarily a good skill, but it's like everyone lived in opinions. Now you just ask Alexa. Keep it up. You got 1 more minute at this pace. You're doing good. So yeah, I'm happy I chose my son. Happy I made the most of that experience. I'm happy he got to see just the smallest piece of my world and where he fits in it. By the way, way out there is at Mount Fuji. It's a clear day, so you can kind of see it. Keep it up. 20 seconds. I'm getting wobbly. Oh man. But anyway, concerning validations, let's bring it down to the throttle. Whew. Great work, friends. You only got 3 left. Easy. But after the session with my son, I think we're there 4 hours, had a little snack break, met the president twice, did some activities. Get the breathing. Oxygen helps. But I got to take him out to my favorite restaurant near my office. We made it like 15 minutes before it closed. Like we snuck in at 1:40. And it's a okonomiyaki restaurant and gyoza. I like okonomiyaki. Let's run. My son likes gyoza. It was just really special for him. It was a big long day. Lots of new learnings. A decent amount of rules he had to follow. So I let him play Switch at the table a little bit. While we waited for food. And then we ate. Just talked about life. I had an afternoon meeting that I asked my boss if I could move so I could transition Kai home. Boss was totally cool with it, right? But anytime I make one of those requests, it's a little tricky, you know? Rode the train back, rode the train back together, which was super cool. He played Switch so I could give him some Zelda time to relax. I just kind of leaned on him, took a 20-minute nap or so between stops. Whew. 50 seconds. It's hard. Hang in. Got home, took a cold shower, passed out for 2 hours. Woke up, did dinner with the kids, put the kids to bed. 30 seconds. Keep it up. Keep it up. This is a big rep right here. All right, hang in. This is your 8th rep. It's really important. 15 seconds. Put the kids to bed. got the house all ready. And then at 8:30 p.m., after that whole day, I clocked in to do my work. Bring it down. Don't stop. Breathe. You got 2 sets, right? 2 more sets. 6 minutes, okay? This workout's hard. We've been here before. This is normally where we fall into the walk trottle. And if you're already there, it's okay. Keep that up. But for those of us who have a little bit of push, take the next 30 seconds, recover at the trottle, right? Recover. Nice, really good pace. But recover. Yeah, 15 seconds. Break it up, tell yourself you only have 2 hard runs and a recover in the middle. It's doable, okay? 3, 2, 1, let's push. It's only 2 minutes, all right? This is gonna pay huge dividends on Monday. So the effort, oh, it really matters. Oh man, stairs at the top of the run. Oh, come on, my guy. With a perfect gap. Oh, that little gap sucks. I'm like, get my pace. The stairs are kicking my ass. 3 breaths. All right, lock it in. I'm like, it's a whole new minute. You gotta put those stairs behind me. Anyway, story time. Like, put the kids to bed. 40 seconds. I put the kids to bed, went down to my computer, and I was like, this is my hour and 20 minutes to do all my US facing kind of work. Fired off some emails to connect people with the vision of what I'm leading. 15 seconds. Pushed it as far as I could with that. Petered out and said, nah, that's all I got. 3, 2, 1, trottle. You gotta trottle. Keep them moving. I know your heart rate's high. Control it. You're in control, not your body. It doesn't mean we don't listen to our body or respect it, but right now you can get control. 30 seconds. You can get control. 15 seconds. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. And you're on your last push, okay? It's okay if you need to grab a little ego here. Just a little bit. 2, 1, go. You're 28 minutes in, okay? Those last 2 minutes, it's so short. It feels forever, okay? But in regards to what you've already done, it's very, very small. It is momentary discomfort. And it's safe. If you run it, safe. If you squeeze the walnut, if you tuck the tailbone, if your upper back is taut, if you have a slight lean forward, if you're grabbing a double breath once in a while. You got the form, you got the breathing, you got exactly 1 minute left. You're 29 minutes in, okay? All of that is good work. This last minute, also good work. Push, push. Ohayou gozaimasu. Push. You got 30 seconds, okay? You're right there. Find your form. Breathe through. It matters so much that we finish right here. It's 15 seconds. Do not stop early. Reduce pace if you need to, but don't hard stop. 5, 4, 3, 2, bring it down. Walk with good form. Good form. Don't collapse. Hold your abs. I know they're sore. Hold them. Keep your good form. Okay? Good work. Ohayou gozaimasu. Breathe. Walk it down. Walk it down. 0.01 left. 0.01 to the finish. Walk it. There you go. That's a good workout.
Workout paused.
All right. That is an amazing workout. Ooh, let me make sure I don't trip. Hey, excellent work. If you hung it with me, we did 10 full intervals, okay? 2 minutes on, 1 minute not off, 1 minute on our marathon, half marathon pace. So you're positioned very, very well for Monday's run. Show up tomorrow, get a strong lift, all right? And tomorrow, you finish 12 weeks of this program, which is absolutely incredible. I mean, you could stop right now and probably knock out the half marathon. You might be really hurt afterwards, but if you needed to go 13.1 miles, we're in the point where we know we could do it with adrenaline and a modification of pace. So stay on it, keep pushing. See you tomorrow.